Welcome back to the best music show, up and coming, third shift on YouTube. The boys, man, we just want to talk about what's going on in the music world today, man. We got a surprise yesterday, but before we get into that, put me on to what you've been listening to, man, because you did me wonders last time with was it Vel? Was that her name?
Yeah. Vel the Wonder.
Bro, that was fun a couple times in the car.
She's hard. But did I tell you? So I think we talked a little bit about Boldy James.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to listen to Bo Jackson?
I listened to Bo Jackson when it came out, but you put me onto the Versace tape last time.
Oh yeah.
And that actually, between Vel and the Versace tape, those were, I think I played those like Saturday, Sunday, like part of Monday. So I appreciate you for getting me hip to those.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I gotta bring up Bo Jackson, man. Like that album, for those who don't know, is Alchemist, who is like a very well-known and established New York producer, with Boldy James, who's an up-and-coming Detroit rapper.
Yep.
But he doesn't have that Detroit style like any Detroit rapper people know of.
No.
And they literally are like, they say they LeBron and Wade right now of the producer-rapper duo, because this album is hard. And it was funny, somebody was like, somebody said something like Boldy James rapping about his demons over Alchemist beats makes my day. And it's like how does a tweet like that exist? Right? Like, that's just so funny.
Who would ever think of that? Nah, man, I'll be real with you. I'd heard Boldy James' name before this. I wasn't crazy hip to a lot of his stuff. Yeah. I think what really drew me in, though, to listen to it was the fact that Alchemist, I got turned on to him. I don't know how long. It was quite a while ago, but the fact that I saw his name with this dude, I'm like, I think, with him being an up-and-coming rapper, it is good to work with somebody like Alchemist, because it gives people like me to pay attention to it. So I thought the cover art was even sweet, too. I mean, that's another thing that got my...
I'm about to say, Alchemist made it. I just seen a video of him, like, he literally was, like, paper cutting these, like, magazine covers and, like,
that's
putting
crazy.
them together. It was tough.
That's tough. That is tough. That might be one of those albums when we do the end of the year rankings for 2021. It might be up there.
It is for me. I have to put that up there because, like I said, it caught me by surprise.
Right.
And like I said, it was just a combo of rappers and producers that just wasn't expected. We ain't heard it yet.
Right. It was not expected. And speaking of things that aren't expected, we got the surprise yesterday with Kendrick Lamar. I want to know what your thoughts on it were, because I couldn't believe it. And like I said, I saw Kendrick post on his Instagram story, and I don't know if did he post it on his page too, or was it just his story?
I don't even. I only seen it on Twitter. I don't even know. Does he even post on Instagram?
Yeah, he posts like once a year, like once in every year and a half. He posts. He never posts.
Okay.
So that surprise caught us off guard yesterday. I want to know what was your reaction to it.
So I was scrolling and I didn't see his tweet first. I seen somebody quote tweet it, basically saying like, "Is he done with TDE?" Question mark. And I was like, that's weird. Why are we talking about that?
Yeah.
So I click on the link and I read it, and after reading it, my very first, I had two thoughts immediately. Was, is this his last album ever?
Right.
And the PF, what is it? PF Lang?
The PF. Yeah.
I initially was like, okay, he probably about to level that up a lot. PG Lang is what it's called. Yeah. He's probably about to level that up through the roof.
Right.
Because he's his own owner now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of curious too, because I think when I first saw it, I was like, dude, is this like his last album, like forever? And I was just trying to think. I mean, he's only been around really, what, 8, 9 years. So I was like, but I was curious to know. I'm not crazy into rankings and stuff, but just say this is his last album. Where would you place him, like amongst the all-time greats? A lot of the guys we have the conversations about.
I think he should be labeled top 3.
Top 3 ever?
Mainly because top 5. You made me feel.
I was like 3 is bold. I was like, I'm with it though. I was like, I like it.
Okay. top 5 at least.
Okay.
Because I think what guys like Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Kanye have done for hip hop has kind of pushed it to that next level of creative freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
creative ideas. Like I think like those group of rappers we will forever talk about in this thing we call music.
Yeah,
because of the impact they've made, and and like I said, one of my takeaways from that article was him focusing on his own record label. So in my mind, he's taking everything he hated about the industry, everything he hated about record labels. He's doing it his way,
right?
And I think that's going to continue to build his legacy.
And I'll be real with you, man. I think one of the things that's funny, and this isn't a conversation I think we've really had a whole lot, but I saw a post the other day that talked about who has the best 3-album stretch in hip hop history. And I really think Kendrick, he might have a 4-album stretch. Because if you think about Section 80, then Good Kid, To Pimp a Butterfly, and then Damn, I mean, that's quite a stretch.
That is a good run. It's funny. I just posted on my TikTok Young Thug's run. That was a recent run that I got to do another one for Kendrick because I enjoy that because what a run means for an artist is that they getting better.
Right. Which
is hard. In thinking creative wise, it's hard to get better.
Right.
And to do it for 5-6 years, like that's tough. There's not a lot of people that can do that.
There isn't. And even too, I mean, do you count the Black Panther soundtrack in that? Because I mean, I was a huge fan of the Black Panther soundtrack. I love it.
I would say, I mean, it would probably just add to his record label mindset now.
Yeah.
He's just known as somebody who he can put together an album if you want him to. He could put together some artist development, you know what I mean? Artist discovery. He can do all that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just hoping that, I mean, if this is his last one, I don't know. I'm going to be sad if it is. But you know how guys always say this is their last hoorah, and then...
Right. Well, you know what people was bringing up, and I agreed 100%.
What was that?
Why are we not getting another Black Hippie project?
That is facts.
Like what? Like what? Are they not making music together anymore? Like that's kind of weird. That part of the whole story is weird. But
you kind of wonder what's happened, like within that whole camp, like within the last 4 years. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of questions. Yeah, there's a lot of questions about it.
I said this to my boy the other day too. I just feel like they're all comfortable, and I feel like being comfortable affects a lot of different people's motivation and ideas and creativity, and I think they're just all on different waves now. Like I just seen a stream of Schoolboy Q in the studio listening to beats randomly, like nobody in the studio with them. Like I'm like these dudes are cool. Like they are what we would call rich forever. Like they don't have to work or do anything for the rest of their lives. And I think they at that point where Kendrick like, okay, I'm not done yet. Like, I still got things to do.
No, I get that, man, and I feel like very few people have ever had that mindset. So I mean, I'm with it.
Me too. Did you see also in the letter he said he's not gonna have his cell phone with him? Like he's like
I gotta go read that.
He's completely off the grid. I think he says something like that. Yeah, I go months without a phone. So like,
you know what's really weird is the fact that like he's opening up with all these things, but it doesn't seem weird just because like it's almost like we know this is how you are.
Right, we know you disappear for no freaking reason.
We know you do these things. You're telling us things you already know. But like the fact that he's like, you know, now coming out addressing them, I think is cool. But like I said, I was kind of like, okay, I know you don't get on your cell phone. You never post. You've been giving us an album, so I know you don't do these things. So
well, my last thing about Kendrick is, what do you think this album gonna sound like, man? What's your? We gotta lay our prediction down now, man.
Are we comparing it to like old albums of his?
No, literally as a follow up from Damn. What do you think this project will sound like?
To be real with you, man, To Pimp a Butterfly was one of those albums, I think, of his that addressed a lot of things going on in the world.
Yep.
that they'd been happening, but they weren't as prevalent as like 2020.
Yeah.
I think Damn was like commercially like his best album, but I'm kind of curious. I wonder if this next album is kind of going to go back and sound like his To Pimp a Butterfly days because of all the things that we've had happen kind of within the last year. But can you really mix like conscious rap like that with a commercial sound? Like, do you think it would sound somewhere between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn? Like, can you get that?
If anybody's gonna do it, it's Kendrick.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm about to say, like, to be honest, like, I feel like that's what an album coming after Damn would sound like. It's like, okay, I found out what it takes or what I had to do to make this commercially great. So, like you said, now he's gonna say some real stuff in it and see if he can still create that sound. That's my prediction as well. So
there were actually surprisingly a lot of songs on Damn though that were like they had like the same elements of like real life. Like was it XXX? So yeah, I mean, I think you definitely do it.
We'll see, man.
We'll see. I think this might solidify him. This one will really solidify him, I think.
Yep. So the next topic is funny to follow up with Kendrick and you know what I mean, top fives of the world.
Right.
When we talk about the first to do things, I remember Soulja Boy was a very in topic for this for whatever reason. But Soulja Boy is a solidified person in the hip hop game.
Yeah.
But Tory Lanez kind of made some moves this past like month.
Yeah.
So Tory Lanez was actually one of the first artists to start promoting that he's gonna sell an NFT song. That's what he started with.
Yeah.
This happened way back when. He basically sold a song as an NFT. So once again, for those who don't know, an NFT is basically a non-copyable code in a sense. There's nobody else that can have this code.
Right.
And they can limit how many people have this code. So it's basically like you have a rare object or song. This has been very new, and this is funny because this is coming as there's a big problem with streaming revenue.
Right.
So to remind people again, if you put a song on Spotify right now, Cantley, and you get 100,000 streams, that's $100. You're gonna make $100.
Like what am I doing with my time?
What am I doing? And that's what a lot of people are trying to figure out ways to make money outside of streaming. That's merch, that's shows, that's movie appearances, that's you know what I mean? They have to do things outside of streaming to make money.
Right.
But there's a form of artists that are like, that's messed up. Like I should be able to make money off of my music. Like that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's what I do it for.
Right.
So yeah, going back to Tory Lanez, so he started with the NFT. Like I said, it was very unique things of art that he could only sell a limited amount. So he did it with an album. This is the first time it's ever been done.
Okay.
Like I said, you would basically have this one code of this album. He sold 1 million for $1.
That's crazy.
He made $1 million off of an album. I don't know the last person that's done that in a few days. So
is this the way you think these artists are going to start trending? Do you think more people are going to follow suit with this?
And that's what I'm gonna add. So this is very new. Like this story is very new, because the flip side of it is people who own these albums can resell them.
Oh,
so that's kind of something that's still an experiment. So depending on if this flops or if this does good, I think that will be the tell of if this is the future.
So Tory Lanez is the guinea pig.
Exactly. Tory Lanez is the guinea pig because it's still very early. Like I said, it's still the only album you can do this with. You can still only buy one NFT album right now. But $1 entry?
Yeah. I mean,
that's not terrible.
It's not. I'm kind of wondering too, the way we look at music and stuff now, these NFT things, like, you know, like down the road, how valuable, like how much, like, so if you get it for $1 now, like how valuable down the road, like say like 20, 30 years from now.
And that's kind of
first. Yeah.
That's kind of been the beauty of NFTs is if you own this now, it's technically infinite the value it could be. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever's worth to whoever else. Like,
yeah,
hey, I want to buy that from you for 10,000. You're like, no. Somebody just offered me 15,000. You're like, okay. Like there's no rules to it. So that's why it's like, hey, ain't no telling what could happen, man. But if somebody flipped $1 into $100 off of an album, that's interesting. Then that's gonna be something to talk about.
That's probably what Kanye is waiting to do with Donda, but we're not gonna talk about him today.
Nah, forget Donda, forget all that, man.
I know. Dang. He's probably waiting to do that to us, man. He's probably plotting.
So I was about to say we actually have talked about NFTs on here before, and I asked you, like, is there an artist like you would spend, you know what I mean, $50, $100 for a digital album, or you know what I mean, digital artwork from this artist?
To be real with you, dude, I think you said it earlier when you talked about top fives and stuff like that. I think guys like a Kendrick, a Kanye, a Drake, or a J. Cole, I think guys who are, I mean, obviously somebody like Tory Lanez, I don't think he'll really like transcend like into the next, like, you know,
yeah.
Like I don't think it's like one of those like immortal figures. But yeah, like I mean, I think if it's any of those guys who, you know, their music holds value like now and basically forever, I would spend $50 on like a Drake or Kanye or Kendrick or J. Cole one. I mean,
yeah,
down the road, I mean, it may be like, oh, like it's worth $100,000.
Exactly, it's worth something crazy. Yeah, right. No, and it was funny too because my boy actually last night, Caesar just showed me. On Apple Music, they have the moving covers now. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. I saw Trippie Redd's cover was one of the moving ones.
So my thought process now is like, what if it's unique covers now? You know what I mean? So you add unique covers, you add unique codes, and it's only one of an album, and that's worth $50,000, $100,000. You know what I mean?
And it honestly just blows my mind to like see things. It's like literally just like small things like that it's just. I never would have thought.
Oh yeah, no. This is definitely the future pushing into our daily lives, and I like it, man. I love it because, like I said, I hate what's going on with like streaming revenue, like that. I think that's so jacked up to say if I get 100,000 streams, I'm gonna make $100.
Right?
Like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute. And I think this is a change that's needed if that is that Spotify starts offering some NFT deals and you know what I mean? Different stuff like that. So, yeah.
But I think back in the day when we had like MP3 players and stuff, man, we knew something like this was coming. Yes. Like sooner or later.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I think it's cool to see. But like you said, the streaming revenue, when you put it in that perspective, dude, it's just like you put all the like this time into, you know, your craft, like your whole life. And it's like to only get $100 off 100,000 streams, I'd be like, man, what am I really doing? Like,
exactly, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough out here, dude.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for today's episode, man. Not a crazy bunch going on. Some new music did drop. Like we talked about the Trippie Reds. Was it Ty Dolla $ign and Division that dropped there?
Yep. What's their names? K Camp dropped an album too.
I saw K Camp, yes, K Camp.
Oh, did you listen to Lord?
Yes, I listened to it a little bit. I'll be real with you. I'm a huge fan of like her first couple of projects. I think this one kind of sounds like it's somewhere in between. So there's a couple songs on there that aren't bad. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of like her early music, but I'll give this one a listen again. I'll give Lord a listen again.
It's funny because I think Lord is a push for millennial. She's like a millennial artist. Like,
yeah, she is.
The songs she makes are like only stuff somebody in their like early late 20s can talk about. Like, yeah. And I feel like that genre of music is kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
it is.
She got a song called "Stoned at the Nail Salon." Like,
yeah. It's just like what?
But I'm sure there's tons of people that relate. Like, they're like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think that was one of the ones I played back twice yesterday. I was like, oh, that's different. I was like, I've never heard that before.
Different.
Yeah,
it's different. But the more I listened to it, I was like, this is millennial music. This is what early 20s, late 20s people is talking about.
When I told you I was doing the preview for the record store tour yesterday, when I went in the store, the vinyl of it was already there.
Dang.
Yeah, and I was like, this just came out today. And he was like, yeah, like I just got this shipment like an hour ago. So
Wow.
And like you said, like, that style of music kind of leans more towards millennials. Millennials love vinyl, so it's like, there you go.
She tapped into something right there. So yeah, it was definitely a lot of new music, man. But yeah, that's it for me, man.
That's it for me. We'll just have to keep our eyes out and see what else goes on. But we do have some more, fun, interesting things coming up. We posted the list. We are gonna have the season finale of this in September. So lots coming with Third Shift, Hollywood Heat. We're gonna start watching the scary movies. So plenty coming for everybody.
Yep, for sure, man. So hey, we gonna see you on the next one.
As always, the Third Shift, like I said, best music show. Keep subscribing to the YouTube channel. We've grown the subscribers quite a bit on there. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere else. Malik does a great job with the TikToks and the YouTube shorts. So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just keep following our content. We will see you guys next time on the Third Shift.
Yep, we out.